What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This is your boy Bankful B, and welcome to the final part of this year's Lassiter Factor Awards. It's the show where I give fun superlative awards to all the movies that I watched last year. So let's get these last batch of awards out the way. And we will start with Best Documentary. Now, obviously, I didn't watch every documentary that came out last year. I just watched all the ones that interest me the most. But before I get into what I think is the best documentary of last year, let me highlight all the ones that I did watch. The Truth About Jesse Smollett, which is a documentary that was released on Netflix. It's an interview where they interview him and those close to him, getting firsthand accounts on everything that happened to him or what really happened on that night when he was attacked. And look, even after watching, I'm not sure who to believe. And Jesse Smollett, he makes a pretty compelling case, but overall, who knows? But I thought this was a pretty good documentary. I Like Me, which is a biographical documentary about the life of comedic actor John Candy, who passed away back in the 90s. And this seems to be the favorite amongst everybody, and understandably so. This was a very good documentary that highlighted and showcased his life and career and really showed the reverence that everybody had for him as not just a person, but as an actor. And believe me, it really is a touching and emotional documentary. And if you're a fan of this actor, I highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. Being Eddie is another documentary that was released on Netflix, and it basically showcases the life and career of Eddie Murphy, who is one of my favorite actors of all time. I thought this documentary was not just a good celebration of him and his career, but just it was basically just a fun little nostalgic trip going down every movie he's been in, every show he's been in, like everything he's done in his career up until this point, and you just love and appreciate him. In Whose Name is another documentary by Kanye West that was released briefly in theaters and then they released it digitally. But overall, like, look, Kanye West, I'll admit, he has gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the past decade, but I still got love for him and appreciate him as a musical genius, but him as a person, not so much, at least not anymore. And I felt this documentary really made a good case for how far Kanye West has fallen off. I'm not trying to make any excuses or justify his behavior. I'm just saying watch this documentary and you will definitely see that the man needs help, which he released a letter saying how sorry he was and that he is getting help. And I don't know how true that is, but let's just hope for the best. But at this point, I'm just a little over Kanye, and I'll always have the music he gave us in the past. But I, this documentary will give clarity for some people if they need it. Now, this could have been my favorite because it's called, well, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Everybody was talking about this. It was produced by 50 Cent, and boy, this made the rounds all over social media. Sean Combs definitely had a year, and right now he's serving time in jail. But as good and informative as this documentary was, even if you pretty much knew everything you already knew about Diddy, it was still a good, well put together documentary. Now, I'm a little torn because I have two documentaries that are pretty much competing for this award, and one of them is more pop culture based, and the other one is one I like because I just like documentaries that just where I just leave like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I really like documentaries about bizarre situations. And to me, that's what Trainwreck The Poop Cruise was for me because I honestly knew nothing about this incident. My older sister, she had me and the family watch it, and after I left it, I was like, yo, what the fuck? How did this even happen? This is one of those situations where I couldn't even believe, and it was a really bizarre nightmare. And my apologies to everyone on this ship that went through it because, like, to me, this is a documentary that I had to watch multiple times because I just could not believe it. But to me, the winner for Best Documentary goes to Not Just a Goof, which is a documentary highlighting the release and impact of a Goofy movie, which as of last year celebrated its 30th anniversary. And I thought this was a really good documentary. It's definitely for fans of that movie, and it really just shows how even if a movie is not successful at first, it can gain a following and turn out to be more successful than it was back then. All right, enough about documentaries. Let's get into actual movie awards. And the next award I'm going to cover is Best Animated Feature. And I would have gone with Zootopia 2, but to me, there's only one clear winner here, and it's the one that everybody was talking about, including my own nieces. And that is K-Pop Demon Hunters, which is nominated for Best Animated Feature. And truthfully, I kind of hope it does win. But if Zootopia wins, I ain't going to be mad at it. But this one caught like wildflower. Everyone was talking about it. I was late to this party, and I finally watched it. I'm like, I really dug it. As someone that's not huge on K-pop music, I really dug the animation, I dug the music, and I just dug the story. Next is Best Streaming Movie, and there is a lot to choose from, but Happy Gilmore 2 was the winner for this one because, hey, if you didn't like it, I understand, but if you liked it, that's valid because this movie, while it's not as good as the original movie, it was like a sincere follow-up to that original movie that basically just has Adam Sandler in current time, and it definitely shows the love he has for his family, and he brought all his friends on. It was just a nice little feel-good streaming movie. Next is the award for Best Blockbuster, and this award is going to go to F1, which a lot of people really liked, and rightfully so. This really was a good movie right here. As someone that's not really into Formula One racing, I really dug this film, and I was mainly attracted to this movie because of Damson Idris, who I've known since the Snowfall days, and I just want to see him continue to get roles, and he definitely shines in this movie. He stood toe to toe with Brad Pitt, and he delivered. And the movie as a whole, like I said, just a fun time at the movie, and it's a good feel-good movie that everybody liked. Next is the award for Best Action Movie, and there was a lot to choose from between superhero movies, some action films, but for me, the clear winner here was Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. It was the final film, well, supposed final film in the Mission Impossible franchise, at least with Tom Cruise. And yeah, not even the best of the Mission Impossible movies, but it still has some pretty solid action. And you know, Tom Cruise is going to put himself in some dangerous situations for our enjoyment. And we thank you for it, Tom Cruise. Just the sequence where he is undersea infiltrating that abandoned submarine, that alone was worth the price of admission. Next is the award for Best Horror Movie. And if you think I'm about to pick Sinners, not really, because I already gave enough awards to Sinners, and plus, even though it has vampires, horror's not the first thing I think of when I think of Sinners. And so for that, I'm gonna give Best Horror to Weapons, which was one of my favorite theater experiences. Boy, I love this movie. I had seen it multiple times with different groups, and I just love everyone's reaction to this movie. And I will finally end the Lassiter Factor Awards with two more awards, and they are more so studio based. And so this second to last award is the studio that had the best year. And if you do your search and facts, these are pretty much valid. But I'm going to give this award to Warner Brothers that released hit after hit after hit. I mean, hell, they even talked about it in the news about how Warner Brothers, they really having a comeback. Even if some of them, well, most of them didn't make $1 billion, they were still hits at the box office and hits with audiences and critics. You have Superman, the Minecraft movie, and F1, the movie, Sinners, which I just mentioned, Weapons, which I just mentioned, Final Destination, Bloodlines, and these are just 6 of them. There were plenty more that were very successful. And the award for the studio that had the worst year, and just like the best, you can also look this up here as well. And the clear winner for this award is Paramount Pictures. And it's not hard to see why. Now, granted, some of these were actually good. Roofman was within my top 10 of last year. The Naked Gun was funny. I didn't see Vicious. Novocaine was pretty fun. Mission Impossible could have been better, but was fine. The Running Man, I didn't think it was as bad as everyone makes it out to be, but overall, these movies just didn't mesh. Well, not all of these, but some of these just didn't mesh well with critics and audiences and didn't make enough money at the box office. But that is finally it for this year's Lassiter Factor Movie Awards. Thank y'all so much for watching. What did you think of the awards? Do you agree with these awards? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. And since I'm finally putting a bow on the year of 2025, it may say private right now, but right now it's available to see. This is how I ranked everything I watched last year in the year of 2025. It's on my Letterboxd account. Check it out. It's just at Lassiter Factor, uppercase L and uppercase F. This your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.